suspect is shot. He's at the side entrance by the parking garage. In the lobby, I got 2 additional subjects down.
This is the sound of chaos in the lobby of the Newcastle County Courthouse in Wilmington. 2 women shot and killed, including Christine Belford of Newark, Delaware, who's been involved in a long-running and bitter custody fight. Sources tell Action News she was the intended target. It is Monday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is an explosion of gunfire inside the county courthouse. And in addition to the 3 people killed, the 2 women and the shooter, 2 Capitol Police officers were shot, but both will survive. We have 3 reports tonight, including from investigative reporter Wendy Saltzman. John Rollins is live at the courthouse getting reaction there, and David Henry is live at the federal building in Wilmington. David, what exactly happened in Wilmington this morning?
Well, Jim, Action News has been able to piece together most of the scenario of what happened here today, but the police officially are releasing very little information, and that includes the identities of the gunman and his 2 alleged victims.
They'll be released pending the positive identification made by the medical examiner's office and proper notification to the next of kin.
Law enforcement sources confirm that one of the 2 women killed at the courthouse this morning is 39-year-old Christine Belford of Newark, Delaware. Police say the gunman opened fire around 8 this morning, just as employees and the public were filing into the courthouse. It happened in the lobby on the public access side of the security screeners. Police say 2 Capitol Police officers responded immediately, exchanging gunfire with the suspect. When it was over, Belford, the other woman, and the gunman lay dead, and the 2 officers were injured.
This was not, I reiterate, not a random act of violence. Preliminarily, this was the result of a custody dispute that has lasted in our court system for several years.
Belford was involved in a bitter custody dispute with her former husband when he disappeared with their 3 daughters 5 years ago. At this point, police are saying only that the gunman was a white male in his 50s or 60s. Police are now reviewing surveillance video to determine exactly who shot who during the sustained volley of gunfire. In the meantime, the 2 injured police officers are now doing fine.
They were treated and released today, and we can contribute that to the vests that we wear. And fortunately, they'll be able to go home tonight and sit with their families.
Well, at least one bit of good news out of this awful tragedy that played out here this morning. The police still have a lot of investigative work ahead of them, and as a result, the county courthouse will remain closed tomorrow. Live in Wilmington, David Henry, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, David. Let us switch live to the courthouse itself and Action News reporter John Rollins. John, predictably, there has been considerable reaction to what happened there this morning.
Absolutely. As we've reported earlier, this courthouse was effectively under lockdown for a number of hours here as authorities look for any possible threat that might still be lurking inside there, either an additional gunman or any other sort of threat that might be there. About noontime, people started to filter out of the building here. Those we talked to said, to some extent, they're trying to process, well, what is a senseless, violent act. As they were released from the building today, those who had been in the big courthouse during the deadly attack told similar stories of hearing gunfire and then security personnel moving quickly to protect people.
We heard the gunfire, and some security staff came in and told us to stay in the office, stay down. There was a shooter.
Multiple shots. All you heard was get down, get down, get down, and shots kept on fire, ringing out.
This man was in the lobby and says he thinks he saw the gunman before he pulled a weapon. His impression?
Gray hair, I don't know, middle-aged, middle class.
He says the gray, middle-aged man then seemed to focus on a mission.
Point blank, shoot 2 women. And then, in fact, I didn't realize it was gunfire first. And then when I saw a cop hit the floor, and I hit the floor, and everybody else was going down at that point. There was maybe 50, 60 people in the lobby.
As soon as I walked in, I just heard the shots. I heard 2 shots. And I just saw people just ducking down, going on the ground, on the floor. So I just turned around and ran out the building.
Court worker Beverly Bridgeforth had known the 2 injured policemen. She had said hi just minutes before to one of them. Then the gunfire came. She's still trying to process the incident.
Such a harrowing experience. I never experienced anything like this before. I've been here ever since this courthouse been here.
Well, a sad, emotional, stressful day for many, many people here in Wilmington. Live in Wilmington, John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, John. Today was not the first time Christine Belford has come to the attention of law enforcement authorities. She has been involved in a custody fight of extraordinary circumstances. Action News investigative reporter Wendy Saltzman has been on the case. Wendy, what have you learned about Christine Belford?
Well, Belford was described over and over again today as a loving mother, and unfortunately it was the words of her oldest daughter that notified friends on Facebook that she was killed this morning. This neighbor stood standing guard at Belford's home, trying to cope with the unexpected loss of a life taken too soon.
This is really super tragic.
Belford's passing was confirmed on Facebook this afternoon by her daughter in a post shared only with Channel 6 Action News.
I don't know anybody that loved their kids more than she did.
That Facebook page that usually served as a place to post pictures of Belford's daughters today served as a memorial.
Nobody ever thought that anything like this would ever happen.
Friends confirm Belford was in an ongoing custody battle with her ex-husband, David Matuzewicz, who in 2009 was convicted of kidnapping their 3 children and taking them on a 19-month motorhome ride across South America.
She was terrified of him. When she moved in that house, she had all the windows wired. She has cameras up outside.
Officials are not confirming the shooter's identity or if her ex-husband or his family were involved, but friends say she didn't want to go to the courthouse today.
And she had said she thought he was on his way up from Texas. And I said, now, as we're speaking? And she said, I think so. She said, but he does owe us money and, back support and things like that, and he doesn't want to pay it, so he's coming to fight it.
So while we don't know exactly what happened in that courthouse today, we do know there are 4 girls who are left without a mother, the oldest of which is just 17 years old. Live in Wilmington, I'm Wendy Saltzman, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you.